Last week, I feel like I got even closer. I added another piece of the puzzle, and I went out and did my first talking head interview with the bride's father. And let me just say, now, like, the image and the vision is so real. In my mind, there's like a vision for it, but I haven't actually executed it yet. And now, after doing this interview, I'm like, okay, I'm in. I'm all in. All cards on the table, all my chips in. Let's go. Let's do it. So like I said, I've been focusing, really delivering a documentary wedding film, something that you would see on Netflix or Hulu or something of that sense that really tells a story and really involves more of everything that's surrounding the wedding day. So the things that lead up to the wedding day, like your bachelor trips, your dress shopping, bridal showers, all those little things that typically go undocumented that are just as important as the wedding day itself, that lead up to that wedding day, all the emotions and all the storylining that we can capture. And that's where this idea has come from. And I'm really, really excited about it because now, after filming with the bride's father, it's like I can really see this thing to the end. The day of filming this interview, I was like super nervous. I'm not even like making this up. My wife recorded me and made a TikTok out of it. For real, I was nervous. I really, the biggest thing was like, I couldn't figure out in my mind how this was gonna play out. It's like normally I can see things to the end. I can almost visualize my end game. And for the first time, I had no idea. I was like, I'm going into this blind in a sense. Like I knew what direction I wanted to interview him in and what story I wanted him to focus on, but I had no real experience in interviewing in this aspect. Typically the talking heads that I've done in the past were more teleprompter based, commercial work, or client testimonials where I'm asking a simple question like, why do you shop here? And I let them talk. Nothing that was to this sense where I was really trying to pry and pull out the emotional connection between him and his daughter who's getting married and that story, that relationship that they all share. This was completely different. So I was extremely nervous. I was nervous because I was curious if my lighting and my camera angle was gonna look good. I was nervous if my sound was gonna sound good. I was nervous if I was gonna forget to hit record on one of the cameras, or maybe I forget to, turn on the mic or turn on phantom power so that my shotgun mic was working. There was just so many things flowing through my head, and the self-doubt was starting to get the best of me. One of the things that I really wanted to make sure was good to go before we even hit record was that he was comfortable, and we did a lot of talking. The entire setup time that I was, putting up the camera, finding my framing. How long were you married for?
17 years. 17 years.
We talked about the Super Bowl. We were talking about, different sports and, him building his house from the ground up. Basically anything we could talk about just to keep him talking and making him feel more comfortable with me around and seeing the cameras and everything put together. That way, by the time we started filming, he was literally a chatterbox at that point. He was ready to be asked questions and just talk and have a good time. We had built this rapport together where we almost seemed like friends before we even hit record. I think that was also one of the big nerve factors for me, was if they were going to be able to give me the information that I need for the story. Before interviewing with him and some of the other interviews that I haven't done yet, like with the maid of honor and the best man and some of the cousins, they all have a role in the story that I'm trying to tell that's based off of my initial interview with my couple. I got to know them a lot on a deeper level, and I really got to understand the people that impact their lives and that have been a part of their relationship. And these are the things that I'm using as leverage to basically, find the story from these different people. I have a story that I want them to focus on, or a part of the story that I want them to talk about, that'll be in the documentary film. So when I started interviewing him, I had a list of questions, but I wanted to make sure that it wasn't like an interrogation. After having all this pregame interviewing where we were just like talking and chit-chatting and cutting up, I wanted that same type of conversation to flow once we hit record on the cameras. And so I didn't really ask a lot of questions. Like, I had a list of questions to get us started, but once I started hearing him talk and, he's pouring out his emotions and just giving me all the juice, I just kept it a conversation. I started asking him more questions and really just getting to understand his perspective and his feelings towards certain things. There was even one point where he was like, I'm a really good listener.
Yeah, you're a good listener. You're a good listener, and I like that. I like that.
I really found myself gaining so much confidence from this initial interview and really starting to see this vision to make these documentary films come to life. It's a small win, but I feel like once we get the rest of the pieces together and the rest of these storylines together, and then we film the wedding day, I feel like it's going to be something really, really memorable to watch. And I'm just excited to be able to share the journey and the process with y'all here on YouTube. I would say this first interview went well. I was really shocked with some of the emotions and some of the things that he was saying. It was really good. There was a lot that he said that is going to be very, very useful for the story.
Seeing my daughter born, and my boys, my 2 boys. Nobody's going to take that away from me.
I've really done a lot of work on the wedding day, like getting those candid reactions and those quick impromptu guest interviews.
And just fill your life with love. And if Papa could be here today, he would probably tell you about the same thing.
But that's all I got for this video. I just wanted to tell y'all where we're at, and I'm excited. This wedding that I'm working on, this whole documentary package, the actual wedding is March 18th. So hopefully once we do that, I'm hoping that I can create at least an estimate or maybe a premiere for YouTube so that we can all experience this masterpiece, all at once. But I do appreciate all the support. We hit 5,000 subscribers, by the way. Like, that's huge. I should have started the video with that. 5,000? Like, come on, man. Like, y'all showing your boy so much. I could cry right now. I'm not gonna get extra. I'm truly, truly, truly appreciative of every single one of y'all that support the channel. Like always, keep creating, and I'll see y'all in the next one.